I am telling you the fact. The northern Nigeria know
the game is over.
I know what is going on within them. The presidency of Nigeria know that the game is over. The Senate President Akpabio knows that the game is over. The only people that do not know, or maybe they are just skeptical, are the gullible one Nigerians who are believing in the Nigeria terrorist army that they have the capability to eliminate Biafrans, don't knowing that I actually lost the war already before the war started. And, you know, every one of you may remember how we started. We showed few of the Biafra forces with our first ever acquired anti-aircraft gun. When the video surfaced on social media, a lot of people say, oh, is this what you want to go and use to face Nigeria government? Is this what you want to go to use to face Nigeria army? It was like, what a...
Bàbá wa tí wọ́n ní bàbá wa Bọ́láwá mo kí yín Ajíbóyè ẹ pé bàbá wa Ọláyọmí Kóìkì ẹ béèrè lọ́wọ́ wọn ó ṣe ṣe kí bàbá sì ní fúláàgì lọ́wọ́ wọ́n lè sọ fún yín bí ó ṣe máa dọ́dọ̀ yín bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa rà lọ́wọ́ wọn ẹ lè pé bàbá wa Ọláyọmí Kóìkì ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ o.
A joke. We were laughing, but what they don't know was even before that first video of the Biafra Liberation Army was posted, where they were sitting around anti-aircraft, Nigeria have been taught a lesson. And then, fast forward, we started showing small videos of how the Biafra Defense Forces are neutralizing the criminals and terrorists in our land, who only thing they do is to come and kill innocent women and children, burn their community, burn market, destroy our properties. And they thought it was just a propaganda. Because, you know, Biafra, freedom, or agitation in those days were all about propaganda. They do not believe that there is going to be something realistic. They do photoshopping, they do video shopping, and that was the reason, if you listen to the House Pass 4I called Tony Nadi, that was carrying file everywhere and there. He was calling IPOB photoshopping organization that Simon Ekpa in Finland was the one doing the photoshopping for them. I don't know whether people come across the video where he was saying that the one, Simon Ekpa in Finland, is the one who is doing photoshopping. Fast forward again, we started talking about the Biafra Convention, first ever convention in Finland in 2003. When that time came, the ticket was $150 per person. They started propaganda. Oh, you are paying to go to Finland to do convention. You are paying to go to Finland to do referendum. They were even calling it referendum. Even when we never mentioned referendum, what we said it was Finland Convention, where possible referendum will be discussed. And not just possible referendum. It was very specific, where possible Biafra self-referendum will be discussed. It was like a joke. At the end of the day, Biafrans were in Finland. And the video were everywhere. And yet, they were abusing those who came. They say, look at everybody, men. They are following this small boy. Look at, they try to make a joke, but they know within themselves they can't swallow that joke. It is too big to swallow. In Finland, we adopted the Biafra Charter as if it was a joke. In Finland, we unveiled the Biafra Liberation Army as if it was a joke. In Finland, we went into official alliance with Ambazonia as if it was a joke. We have the Ambazonia Biafra Finland Declaration. It was a joke. In Finland, we also voted for the Helsinki Declaration, which is part of the Biafra Charter. They thought it was a joke. But you know one thing, in all these jokes and propaganda on social media, the Nigeria government was not relenting. Even them didn't believe that today will come. So, but I was busy trying to distract them with all manner of tricks, which works very well. From social media dancing to attacking everybody who attacked me, to using every word that I can use, because they think that when you wear a suit, you are a gentleman. But what I don't know is that I know the difference between gentleman and fighting a deadly country like Nigeria. So, some people say that I have shrine in my house. I agree. They say, they say I do juju Abakaleke, say I am Abakaleke juju. I agree. But you know what I promised them? I said I will Abakaleke everybody to Biafra land.
For sure.
How many of you remember? They thought
We do. Yeah.
Ejiofor told them that when I come to do program, I put something in the mouth. I say, go and do your own. Put it in the mouth. And let us see. All right. So I just want to do something different today so that people understand how far we've come. Ejiofor promised Nigeria government that he was in charge of IPOB, which was true. Ejiofor promised them that immediately he hand over Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to them, he will control everything and Biafra is dead. Ejiofor single-handedly promised Nigeria government this in return to become the second Allen Onyema. So, all these things I have seen. But there are some certain evidences I am not going to bring to the public. Otherwise, they will know the sources. So, Ejiofor used his own mouth to expose himself. Now, I told you people that Ejiofor, apart from the mirror that is right here, where Ejiofor told them that after he killed cows, many cows in Orifte and other places he's going, that he will come to make broadcast. After that broadcast, that everybody would desert Simon Ekpa. Ejiofor went and killed the cows. He was naked, doing all the things he did. I have all of them. Now, Ejiofor was bragging on social media to the IPOB Nigeria Limited criminals. He told them, don't worry, I am coming. How many of you remember when he said it is going to be the murder of all the broadcasts?
Yes.
That after that, Onyishi ga-afụzọ, onye ngwụrọ ga-agije. How many of you remember?
We remember.
All right. Exactly what I'm saying now is what he said.
Yeah. Yes.
Because they told him after that sacrifice, Simon Ekpa is gone. And what they don't know is that even the Dibia that is doing juju for him, I have put him somewhere. And the Biafra government have relocated the same Dibia to save him from the hand of Ejiofor. So, and I'm saying this for the very first time on social media, so he know that the man is very, very safe.
Wonderful.
So, they promised him that once he go out, just go there. Simon Ekpa is gone. I was laughing. I told Ejiofor, just go. That will be your end.
That is true.
And if you remember when he said that exposition that is coming to do will be the mother of them all, I say, come, that will be your end. And all of you remember when I started warning him, the first day he praised the idiot in South Africa. That was the first day I warned him. I will be your end. But at the end of the day, Ejiofor came to social media and they are radio and started shouting. After that exposition, that was the end of Ejiofor.
Yeah.
I told him also that I will be the end, that he will never represent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because he was the one who brought him to Nigeria. When I was saying all these things, many people that are blind don't understand. But at the end of the day, where is the Jaffa today? Jaffa is gone. Mazen Amdekano sacked him. Even when he was sacked, I came to social media to inform Biafra before anybody that this man has been sacked. How many of you remember? As soon as I was saying it, they were still busy posting his picture and Mazen Amdekano for weeks. Before anybody announced that Ejiofor is no longer with Mazen Amdekano, I have announced it many times. Well, you know, when I announce it now, they want to change the clock. They want to change the time. But it is not going to be changed. It does not matter how long it takes, it will still happen.
Yes.
I have called this Akuna, the X. Mark my word, that will be the end result. Now, they have stopped the lawyers from visiting Mazen Amdekano. Have you all heard me on social media making comment about it?
No.
No. No.
There is a reason.
No.
There is a reason. And I will not reveal the reason yet.
Oh,
You know that before, each time they will say, oh, they did not allow them to go to Mazen Amdekano, I will come and issue sit at home. Or one or two things, or do one or two things. Before you know it, they will give them access to meet Mazen Amdekano. Right? And
Yes.
at the end of the day,
Yes.
at the end of the day, the siblings, the one they call Kano, will be the one on social media to attack me. After the lawyer must have succeeded to see Mazen Amdekano. But you know, my silent is for his best interest and for the freedom of Biafra people. And I know that this comment will cause a lot of fire on social media. But that is actually the reason why I'm making it. I keep quiet for a reason which is for the best interest of this struggle and for the best interest of Mazen Amdekano. And when it is the right time, if they continue to deny access to the lawyers, when the time comes, I will make my comment. And I also know that after this speech today, maybe, just maybe, they will give them access to see Mazen Amdekano. But I know it is going to be very difficult. Because the people that have denied the lawyers access to Mazen Amdekano is the Ejiofor and the wife, the ex-wife.
yes.
Mark my word.
It's correct.
This is the two person that have denied access. And let me also tell you that since after that court, did you see them on social media again?
No.
Apart from the CCTV camera, which I talked about, she disappeared. But that is not the reason. The reason is that when she went to Abuja, she wanted to know whether Mazen Amdekano is sound, health-wise. And she found out that it was sound. And that was where the entire head get loose. So you see, when they tell you that when court is coming, Simon Ekpa will start talking, is exactly what they are doing. Now, I have kept quiet, and I want you people to observe when the court is coming closer. You will see them all over social media. You will see that ex-wife, Akuna, you will see her shouting. You know the reason I'm calling her, I don't call Akuna for no reason. You know, the dignity is gone. She knows that I am not saying these things, that there is something that I know. But the only worry is how much information do I have? That is her biggest problem. Not only her, and the Ejiofor too. She was bedding, what is the name? Asari. That was actually the first person. And two of them, when Asari began to do anyhow, they somehow stopped. But Ifeanyi Ubah and the Ejiofor was dragging this Akuna. The other one, I don't know. it is like, even if Akpabio today want, he go collect. Just promise her that you will deal with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That is your fee. And I said that what I'm going to say here today is different. Fast forward, my fellow Biafrans, the Biafra government has broken record. And you all know that the Biafra liberation is with 4 different approaches. The political approach, diplomatic approach, the armed struggle approach, the self-defense, and the civil disobedience approach. These 4 approaches, Nigeria can never survive it. And today, Biafra, for the very first time this month, will be playing an international tournament. And Biafra will be represented official Biafra football team. Not Biafra Football Club. Biafra Football National Team. But one thing you must know. Thank you. But one thing you must understand is that Biafra government have spent money. Yeah. That's why when we started the fundraising, a lot of propaganda came. But we are focused. It does not matter what you think or what you say, because we know what we're doing. Everything involves money. The cost of pulling a national team to international tournament, and they will be playing for days. They will be playing many, many teams for days. You know what that means? It involves money.
Massive.
We have done it. Massive. I want you to understand what we are doing. We have done it. Even Nigeria, the terrorist Nigeria, cannot send national team to any tournament without, ups and downs, with their entire billions of dollars. Biafra government is sending a national team. First ever international competition that will be played for days. I want you to understand, you're sending a team, you're sending a team manager, you're sending a coach, sending the entire team, putting them in a hotel, feeding them, and they will play match and tournament for many days in a Western world. Calculate it and you know what it means. As this is happening, we are fighting a war that one bullet can cost up to 3,000 to 500,000 naira. 500,000, yes. Up to 3.5, from 3.5 to one bullet, 500K. When you see these men carrying weapons to defend our land, you think why would they defend it? You think is a 1 naira bullet. One bullet, RPG, can cost up to 500,000 for one. That is what this government has sustained. You see why they are telling you that the CIA supported Simon Ekpa. You see why they are telling you that Simon Ekpa is agent of Europe. You see why they are telling you that this is not from this fundraising. But that is our secret.
Hey. Power.
I
just want to give you people small tip of the iceberg. Now we are having a convention in Finland. Do you know the cost of this convention? When they see the event ticket is 300 per person. Do you know the cost of this event for 5 days? Do you think that $300 per person for 5 days is going to fit the bills of this convention? The answer is no. The answer is no. You're going to stay in a hotel, even though there was a hotel mentioned there. You're going to stay in a hotel. You're going to feed. There's going to be payment of the hall. There's going to be a lot of payment. Do you think that amount would pay the bill? You can't pay it. But you know what? The government is footing that, and that's why we have done one fundraising for this particular convention in Finland, and that was last time, and another one is today. After this program this evening, we're having emergency fundraising for Finland Convention. We did not even know that they were in our fundraising. And I look at these people, I was like, is this really a human being? A fundraising for anarchy to come in, because people are going to resist you. When you violate people's rights, using gun and bullet, think you can use them to suppress them for a long time? No, at a point they will fight back. And that is why I am leading the fighting back against Nigeria today. And I will stand anywhere, anytime in the world to defend how I am leading the pushback to fight against the terrorist state of Nigeria with our guns and bullets. What is the concept of this treaty? A state party to a treaty is a state that has expressed consent by an act of ratification, accession or succession. And we
mo kàn fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ wípé orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ò lè dúró mọ́. Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ wípé a máa pín láìpẹ́ yìí. Láì jìnnà dẹni. Ẹ gbọ́ nǹkan tí Simon Ekpa sọ nínú fídíò iṣẹ́. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ yín èèyàn mi.
Where the treaty has entered into force, or a state about to become a party after formal reception by the United Nations Secretary of the state decision to be a party. A signatory to a treaty is a state that provided a preliminary endorsement of the instrument and its intent to examine the treaty domestically and consider ratifying it. No action means that a state did not express its consent. Nigeria expressed its consent in ratifying these treaties that they are now violating, and Biafra is the only alternative to bring to an end to the impunity. No, so my brother Biafra people, I want to quickly inform the entire Biafra people some of the international human rights treaty under the United Nations that Biafra government will ratify through the convention in Finland on the 2nd of December. I want to inform you, we are not only declaring the restoration of Biafra on the 2nd of December, but we are also ratifying the United Nations international human rights treaties and become party to these treaties to abide by these rules and regulations in order to restore peace and stability. Nigeria have not done that for decades. We are going to provide that solution. So, on this note, the Biafra people will gather in the convention alongside with many observers that will be coming from all over the world to observe the convention of the Biafra government, both in the homeland and in diaspora in exile. On that day, Biafra will ratify the International Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Racial Discrimination, which was adopted in 1965. On the 2nd of December 2024, as we declare the restoration of the sovereign state of Biafra, Biafra will ratify the United Nations International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, which was found in 1966. My fellow Biafrans and the good people of the world that are listening and are very, very sympathetic to the cause of Biafra people, I want you to understand that Biafra will be the beginning of civilization in Africa, we have suffered enough. Our people have been killed, and those who made it alive today should go and thank their God that they are alive to witness this particular history that we are making in this generation. On the 2nd of December 2024, that historic day, Biafra will ratify the United Nations International Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights. My fellow Biafrans, I want you to understand what we are doing. For those who think that this is a joke, you will understand after 2nd of December. My fellow Biafrans, on 2nd of December, the Biafra government will ratify and assent to the United Nations Convention Against Torture and other cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment, which came into force in 1984. On the 2nd of December 2024, Biafra government will assent and ratify the United Nations Convention on the Right of Child, which came into force in 1989. We are laying this foundation for those who do not understand how Biafra will restore stability in the entire region, to understand that only by the rule of law that sanity will return to the region of the West Africa, largest resources. On the 2nd of December 2024, during the convention that will shape the history of Africa, Biafra government will assent and ratify the United Nations International Convention on the Protection of Rights of all migrant workers and members of their families, which came into force in 1990. My fellow Biafrans, on the 2nd of December, we are not just only declaring the restoration of independence state of Biafra to raise a legal document, but we are also assenting as a government, ratifying the United Nations International Convention for Protection of All Persons from Enforced Disappearance. Today, Nigeria is known for enforcing the disappearance of those who criticize it, who criticize the government, those who criticize the leaders, those who criticize officials. They enforce their disappearance. Just a few days ago, we listened to one of the lawmakers bragging to a taxi driver how he can make him disappear and nobody will talk about him anymore. It happens. Thousands of people have disappeared as a result of them criticizing the government officials. While Nigeria was party to this treaty, they encourage and use their law enforcement agencies to violate it. Biafra is bringing alternative. How can you come against the Biafra government? We are people that embrace the future and innovation. So we are going to abide by this international covenant, international law, and international treaty, making sure that it is a pathway to restore peace and stability. On the 2nd of December 2024, the Biafra government will not only declare the restoration of independence state of Biafra to restore peace and stability in the Sahel region, but we are also going to assent and ratify the Convention on the Right of Persons with Disability. My fellow Biafrans, on the 2nd of December, when you hear them say December 2nd will come, a lot is going to happen that day. It's going to be one of the most important days in the history of humankind. The Biafra government, during this convention on the 2nd of December, will ratify and assent to the United Nations optional protocol to the Covenant on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights. My fellow Biafrans, on that same day, 2nd of December, the Biafra government will also ratify and assent up to the optional protocol to the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. My fellow Biafra people and the lovers of freedom across the world, we are solidifying the legal document that will form the pathway to the recognition of the Biafra as a government, as a state, and then also to bring in lasting peace to the already deteriorating security situation in the Sahel and in the region of the eastern part of Nigeria called Biafra. My fellow Biafrans, on the 2nd of December, the Biafra government will be ratifying and assenting to the United Nations second optional protocol to the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. And our aim is the abolition of the death penalty. This particular convention aiming at the abolition of death penalty, Biafra government will assent and ratify this treaty. In Finland, where I live, which we have taken models from the constitution and many structures of the government, we do not have death penalty. And here, everybody is enjoying, and the government is working for the people. Crime rate is very low. My fellow Biafran, on the 2nd of December, the Biafra government, during the convention, will ratify and assent to the United Nations Optional Protocol to the Convention on the Elimination of Discrimination Against Women, which came into force in 1999. The Biafra government will ratify and assent to this convention and treaty. My fellow Biafran, the Biafra government, under my leadership as a prime minister, during the convention in Finland on the 2nd of December 2024, will also ratify and assent to the United Nations optional protocol to the Convention on the Right of the Child on the Involvement of Children in Armed Conflict. We will ratify this treaty and abide by it, not like the Nigeria terrorist state are doing in the northern Nigeria. On this 2nd of December 2024, as we declare raising a document for the restoration of independence of Biafra, the Biafra government will ratify and consent to the United Nations optional protocol to the Convention on the Right of Child, on the sales of children, child prostitution, and child pornography. Like under Nigeria, these are not crimes. Why Nigeria assent and sign into these particular treaties, they do not even know the value. They do not know the value in the society. They do not know how it helped to shape society to become a better society like you have in Europe. Like one of the criminals in IPOB, Nigeria, was surprised why Simon Ekpa is making all these utterances in the name of fighting Biafra and nobody is disturbing him. But his uncle shared a nude of a child in Germany, and he has been in the court for the past 5 years. As a Nigerian criminal, this man does not understand that sharing any child pornography is a serious crime. And here is where that particular law was derived from. Under this particular treaty, under the United Nations, the optional protocol to the Convention on the Right of the Child on the sales of children and child prostitution and child pornography. he didn't know is a crime because he is a product of Nigeria. So Nigeria does not respect international law, and that is the reason. That is one of the reasons there are anarchy, insecurity, and all manner of atrocities in Nigeria, and they do not see most of these things as crime. So they come to Europe, they commit these crimes, and they are wondering why police is after them. We will ratify these laws, teach the people what is right and wrong, and make our society a sane and more saner place to live. My fellow Biafrans, on the 2nd of December, alongside other dignitaries that will embrace our convention all over the world, they will witness and observe the Biafra government assent and ratifying the United Nations optional protocol to the Convention on the Right of Child on a communication procedure. We will also, on that 2nd of December, ratify the United Nations optional protocol on the Convention Against Torture and Other Cruel, Inhuman, and Degrading Treatment or Punishment. The Biafra government will not only do consent to all these protocols, convention, and optional protocols of the United Nations, but also we are going to ratify the United Nations optional protocol to the Convention on the Right of Persons with Disability. I want you to understand that there are many international instruments that the Biafra government will consent to, and make sure we uphold this treaty, not just consenting and ratifying it like Nigeria did and other Islamic terrorist states, but we are going to make sure that we follow these particular laws because it is the only pathway to peace. Once you uphold this law, the rule of law, and abide by the treaties, it is actually shaping to restore peace, stability, tranquility, and all manner of harmony that you can enjoy as a nation. That's the difference between the Europe and Africa. And like I said, because we have come here, there is no other tribe, there is no other nation in the world that is widely traveled like the Biafra people. And not only that we are traveled, we are also in the government in different countries of our residence. We participate in the nation building, and we have learned a lot, and we want to now bring it to build our nation, to make it the beginning of civilization in Africa. I want to stop here because of time. So I will be taking questions, especially from people who wish to ask questions. And even though I have a limited time, but now you have at least a glimpse of the kind of things we are doing or we are going to do during the convention. It is not just about declaring Biafra restoration and all that. The aim of and objective of this convention is to raise this legal document that we are going to use to pursue the recognition of Biafra as a state. And this is one of the pillars of doing that, is by ratifying the United Nations international human rights treaties and getting ready to abide by these rules and regulations in order to restore peace and stability in our region, in our country, and in our state. Thank you very much, the media team. Over to you, Raphael. I have given you a co-host, so Success, you can continue from here. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, sir. Good evening, Prime Minister. And good evening, fellow Biafrans. All protocols do observe here. All ministers of the Biafran Republic government in exile and the de facto government in homeland, you are welcome to this very press briefing by our Prime Minister, making bold of our steps ahead of 2nd of December. And as you can just hear from him, it is not just go to Finland and make a declaration, then raise a document, start sending to countries for recognition, but also to be part of the legal binding force that binds other nations, which made that very singular forum called United Nations. And there are a whole lot of it, as he has named them here, which Nigeria was in hurry to become part of. They don't read the treaties, they don't read the agreements, they never read the backgrounds of what they're about to sign. They already signed it because they want to be part of the United Nations and also make part of the United Nations Security Council. And back home, they are disobeying the treaties they sign, which also form the nucleus part of their own constitutions. The centerpiece of their constitution is deriving from all these rights named by our Prime Minister this evening, and they don't even respect their own constitutions. How do they respect an international treaties, which they never read the backgrounds? So, according to our Prime Minister, he has assured us that we shall be part of all these agreements and treaties and bring first-hand civilization in Africa, not only Sahel, but in the whole of Africa, because it is only us that can be able to obligate and make this possible. So, Prime Minister, thank you very much. I know the 2nd of December is going to be whole lots of power-packed activities, which shall appear to the world as a surprise. Thank you very much. Deputy Minister of Communication, Mazi Raf Ajare. Welcome, sir, and unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening, sir. Good evening, my Prime Minister. Good evening, fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom. You're all welcome to this wonderful occasion of being with our Prime Minister to receive the blessings of Biafra, and we can see how far we are going. And obviously, we are very close home. We are very close home, and I give Chuko Kabiam and the glory. Thank you so much, success, and everyone that is in this space. Please, Prime Minister wants to engage every one of us. As you have listened to all that he has said, please, based on what he just discussed, please bring your questions and go straight to the point. As the hands are being raised, I will respond to you accordingly. Please, as you will finish your questions, you just go down to listening mode so that the next person will be able to come up. First on this space will be Triple M. Triple M, please unmute yourself. You have at least 1 or 2 minutes to bring your questions and make it snappy.
All right. Thank you very much, Pastor Honorable Pastor Van. Thank you, my fellow Biafrans all over the world. Thank you, my indisputable Prime Minister. We appreciate you so much. But I won't say that is a question. We just applaud you because you renew the quality and the pride of the Biafrans in that so-called, in fact, all over the world, not only in the zoo. But I just want to ask you this question. I know it's not in line with what we are discussing actually, but it's with regards of what the criminal OBJ said during the time they captured our leader, they kidnapped him. So he made the statement that they made a very big mistake. The guy in Finland is more deadlier than the person they captured. Now, my question is this. Were you in any way have something to do with OBJ for him to make that statement? Or he had went underground because he's a criminal, he's a bony man? Because sometimes you do tell the criminal